Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, November 5th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. I think everybody now is getting a recording, preconferencecallhd.com, that this number will change, so I would suggest you write it down to use it. I think it's November 15th or 16th that they'll switch the number to the new one, so everybody has it, and then we'll post it on the new access number. We'll post it on our website. So just a heads up, yeah, it's real. It's not some nefarious situation, so we're just making sure that we're secured. That's all. This is a playful witnessing consciousness that only happens when the mind is not there, when there is no mind. However, the mind is in our way to such a degree that we may need a technique to help us open fully to the here and the now. It's necessary to make your mind a prayer, the heart full of love, and every breath a melody of devotion. When the soul becomes a glorified song of compassion, mercy, understanding, and humility, unleashing spirit. One of the most beautiful experiences in life is the feeling of devotion. When we are truly devoted, we've released the selfish agenda of our ego and are surrendered to something much greater than ourselves. We've given up every imperative. We've given up every imperative, need to get something back in return for our practice of giving, and are simply enjoying the sensation of being liberated from our perpetual list of demands and needs. You can say that the greatest lovers in the world are those who can relax into the deepest feeling of devotion without their heart, which is attuned to a love that transcends all conditions, agendas, and limitations. The energy of devotion can take on many forms. We can be devoted to a lifestyle, a person, a way of being, a project, or even achieving a desired goal. The difference between being devoted and committed to something is within the quality of the experience. Commitment is more of a mental excursion, while devotion is a journey through the heart. Through devotion, there is this continual undercurrent of love, which flows through every thought, every feeling, and word uttered. The love it radiates holds this heart-opening quality, connecting your mind to your soul, allowing you to taste the sweet, luscious flavor of your own divine existence. When we practice being in the energy of devotion, we are feeding the heart with a joy that has no end to it. This ultimately brings real satisfaction into our lives. Filling that great longing and yearning we each have for the everlasting joy we feel is missing inside. This ultimately brings real satisfaction into our lives, filling the great longing and yearning we each have for the everlasting joy we feel is missing inside. Real devotion is one of the greatest secrets to finding our spiritual freedom in this lifetime. The feeling of it alleviates our suffering instantly, as it allows every action to feel sacred and aligned with our life purpose. It is the most essential nutrient necessary to create a truly exquisite life that is deeply fulfilling on all levels. The highest reward for an act of kindness is not what you get by doing it, but what you become by doing it. The highest reward for an act of kindness is not what you get by doing it, but what you become by doing it. One of the great changes with choosing a life of devotion is that we may fear losing ourselves in the beliefs, heart, and mind, or life of our beloved. We might fall into some codependent relationship, feeling an addiction to them, where we may become obsessed by a need for their approval of our every action, belief, and life decision. In this unhealthy state, our beloved becomes like the sun, and we become the earth revolving around them. When we remember that we are the sun, and our beloved is just another sun spirit we've met along the way, we can feel that they are actually revolving around our life as well. From this perspective, we experience what a healthy, devoted relationship is like. And these two bodies gravitationally spin around each other in a natural, respectful, meaningful, and magnetic way. In a healthy state of devotion, we are seeing the bigger picture. Our feet are rooted in the ground beneath us, and our branches are extended up, out into the stars. We are not clinging to anyone or anything. We are relaxed in our own essence, feeling alive, conscious, and appreciating each moment of existence. There is a beloved. There is a great reverence. Each day we have to be in relationship with our beloved. We know it all can end at any moment, and thus never take it for granted. There is a solid feeling of connection to the love shared without depending on it to find the love within ourselves. In this healthy state of devotion, we feel connected with everyone and everything in our world. Love is one of the most dangerous explorations in life because it is the most rewarding. In order to experience real love, we must completely lose ourselves to it. We must choose to become so devoted to the real feeling of love, the essence of love, that it is free from attachment, fear, and possession. We must choose to walk that very fine line between losing fear and possession. We must choose to walk that very fine line between losing ourselves in a healthy or unhealthy way in the devoted relationship. We must take the risk to see ourselves as the beloved sees us and know that it is our own innocent hearts we are longing to connect with when the day finally comes to an end. It is our own innocent hearts we are longing to connect with when the day finally comes to an end. As long as our relationship with ourselves remains the main priority, we will remain in a healthy state of devotion. We will align to our soul's purpose and thus be able to show up with the greatest love to give. When we live in fear of losing ourselves to our beloved, there is this clinging to our egos, and we end up resisting love, fearing its power, and then not allowing our ego to surrender fully into it. As long as the ego remains in control, love will be kept on the sideline. When we can realize that our heart is the main source of love, the infinite source of love itself, we can share this love endlessly and stop withholding it from others in our lives. As you walk on the path of devotion, you might discover how the ego is an absolute genius at missing the truth. It cannot imagine that there is a bigger love to experience on the inside than what it thinks is on the outside. It is only through exploring total devotion to our souls, our spirits, and infinite selves that the sacred meeting of deep eternal love is discovered between you and your beloved. This is the one vital truth to be realized that will let a continual stream of joy flow through your life. When you surrender completely to this infinite source that connects your heart with your soul, you will always rise and fall in love with your beloved. Then you can relax fully into the devotional experience. You are free from the fear of codependency and are no longer worried about becoming lost in the mind and the life of your beloved. You become so rooted in the exploration of deep eternal love within yourself that you can allow yourself to take risks, love deeper, be foolish on how much you love, and continuously fall further into love with your beloved over and over again. As you dissolve into love, your ego fades. You're not thinking about loving. You're just being love, radiating like the sun, Ram Dass. Every one of us wishes we had the courage to live a life overflowing with an abundance of joy and love. Yet to reach this level of love means we must choose to surrender through every fear we are gripping onto. We must choose to let go of control and trust that love is the greatest guide we will ever find. We must choose to devote our entire heart and mind to the idea and feeling of being in love with ourselves and our lives. We must choose to devote our entire heart and mind to the idea and feeling of being in love with ourselves and our lives. This is the place where the heart never, ever closes down for any reason whatsoever. When we are truly devoted to ourselves, to finding the greatest love within our own hearts, we find that love was always there, always waiting to show us the way home. The other big issue everyone comes eventually across is that the ego is the most tenacious master at resisting love. It is always cautious and skeptical about falling in love and feels devotion and only for the weak and the needy. The ego simply doesn't trust love because if it felt what love really was, it would die. It would have to give up all its strategies for protecting itself from love and learn the path of surrender. The ego only knows control and separation, me versus you, and avoids falling into the ultimate state of love at all costs because it knows it has no control in that space. The more we surrender to trusting love, the more we will find that love pours into every wounded crack and crevice hidden in our being. It is only through giving up our attachment to our ego that we can find what real love is all about. We must choose to lose our small selves to discover our big selves, which is constantly growing and evolving in love, always being reborn, fresh and new. At the highest level of awareness, all devotion is devotion to the self. At the highest level of awareness, all devotion is devotion to the self. The self is omnipresent, alive, and conscious within all beings. When you know this, see this, and honor this truth, you simply give up all limited approaches to love and upgrade it for this higher version of reality. From this space, we can be totally devoted to a partner, friend, child, family, or any person for that matter. We then can lose ourselves completely in that experience because we know that ultimately it is a form of devotion to who we truly are. There is no separation from ourselves and our beloved. Our beloved is our perfect mirror, reflecting back to us all the multidimensional aspects inside ourselves that we cannot see. It is through seeing the one self, realizing its awesome power, that we can stop being afraid of devotion. It is our devotion to this highest state of awareness, seeing the one self in all beings, that actually enables us to be free. We are no longer limited by our expression, bound by our beliefs, or stuck in suppression. In devotion to the one, we gain access to the deepest levels of joy, freedom, and truth. We are no longer fearing love, yet only in gratitude and reverence of it. This sacred relationship allows us to reveal our highest life purpose and direction. It is only from this place that real everlasting happiness is found. This state of being knows that life is truly perfect just as it is, and there is absolutely nothing we need to do to make it better in any possible way. Be lamps unto yourselves. Be refugees unto yourself. Look not for a refuge in anyone besides yourselves. Buddha. Be lamps unto yourselves. Be refuges unto yourselves. Look not for a refuge in anyone besides yourselves. Buddha. Of devotion, even this week, this coming week, there are a few fun and practical steps you can do to help it get rooted in your daily life. The first thing is to make a devotion altar where you add everything on it you are devoted to in your life. It can be as simple as a cardboard box with a nice cloth on top, where you place holy pictures, beautiful art, inspiring statues, heart-opening gifts, precious stones, wise sayings, or anything you feel is sacred for you. Add everything that you want to open your heart up to and feel a deeper connection with. Sit in front of your altar and meditate on the items on it every morning. Feel your heart opening up to the devotional energy it represents. This is a devotional exercise. By trusting in this sacred connection, each time you glance at your altar, the energy will be and will build each day. If you want to, burn some incense, light a candle to make it official. And the next invitation for you is to write down all the beliefs that are creating a healthy and unhealthy level of devotion for you. Start with the list of every unhealthy or unlimited belief you have about being devoted. This is your let go list. And just know it is the gateway to experiencing a healthier state of devotion. These beliefs may sound something like, I am afraid of losing myself and my partner. It's not safe to fall in love. I'm not worthy of a deep experience of love. I'm unable to let go of control over my life. Once you have written down all your negative, limiting beliefs, once you've written them all down, all your negative beliefs, limiting beliefs, write down all the opposing positive beliefs within counterbalance, which counterbalance them. So these would sound something like, I am excited to lose myself and my partner. It's safe to fall in love and rise in love. I am worthy of the deepest experiences of love. I am looking forward to letting go of control over my life. Once you find each specific position or positive belief that balances and cancels out the negative beliefs, you can let them both go. Being free from both beliefs allows you to experience a deeper release, a free fall and surrender into your infinite being, where the greatest level of stillness and silence of the mind is found. It is this state of pure stillness that your greatest innocence and most authentic being is discovered. Here you can realize your most natural state of devotion that is free from all resistance, control, and fear. Devotion revealed in this space will only create more joy, ecstasy, and freedom in your life. It is from stepping in this direction that we discover the perfect life, where we see that everything and everyone around us is a deep, eternal love and gift in the most intimate ways. You are born with a tremendous possibility. You are born with a light within you. Listen to the still, small voice within, and that will guide you. Osho. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. We are not the body. We are not the character, the personality, the name. We are the God within the body. Once we recognize this completely through our heart mind, then we're able to view the body, the ego, the mind, and the subconscious mind. We watch them. We don't judge them. We watch them. We don't participate in them. We watch them. The only way to master them is to watch them, to know what they're about, how they operate. When the mind starts generating thoughts, a lot of the times you're not generating them, the mind is. And the mind only generates the thoughts so that the ego can embrace those thoughts and take them where the ego wants to take them. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, and all of that is the ego. The ego is highly insecure. So what does that do? It stresses our bodies. And this is why so many of us don't know that we are stressed. See, we don't know that. We think, well, that, some people are stressed, some people aren't. But there's always a wave of stress. The reason is because of the frequencies of the planet in some of the God parts and some of the other bodies, and how people react and respond to themselves and life. These frequencies are emitted, which basically affect us all. Just as low energies affect us, high energies affect us. So by maintaining a high frequency with that body, you only attract high frequency. That's the challenge for most of us. And then, therefore, the body is also a challenge to relax, because most of us don't know how to relax the body. Some of us think that we've been relaxed. I can relax anytime I want. But to be fully relaxed, you're not in the mind. You're not in the ego. You're not even dealing with them. You're not interacting with them. So you go into a space of complete peace. You still that mind, ego, chatter, noise. With 60,000 plus thoughts every day that we generate ourselves, and then we have tens of millions of programmed thoughts running by us like clouds in the sky that aren't ours, or on a superhighway. And a lot of the times this is why we wander off. And the ego dictates to us when it's in command. It dictates to us how to feel. That's why some of us feel insecure. Anxiety. That's why some of us worry, stress, fear. Because of the ego mind is dictating how we're going to feel, how we're going to be. So when you look into the body, as the God that you are, you see from your tailbone to the top of the head these lights. They're kind of shimmering. They're misty almost. They're circular. And they call them chakras. Chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. They're etheric spiritual energy. Doesn't it make sense that the gods that we are etheric spiritual energy? So we flow through these conduits, these wheels of light. And as we do, we connect with every part of our body. From that down to the quantum quark, every cell, every structure, every organ, every function. It's like the body is like a universe. So you can understand that it is inevitability. It is inevitability that we will learn, and we will embrace the understanding that we are the God in the body and not the body. And we will learn that we will be able to heal the body at a blink of the eye. That will be. Not just yet, but it will be. So we know that this body that we're in is like a sponge. It's like a super electron magnet. And it absorbs everything. As soon as we enter these bodies, that's when it starts. All the thoughts, all the people around us, as the body grows, all that information, ideas, suggestions, recommendations, and we store them. We absorb them and store them. Where do we store them? In our subconscious minds, which is kind of ignored a lot. And so the subconscious mind, actually through the ego, dictates to us over and over again things. It's this big library that's our private library that we can go into. We grab a book off the shelf. We read about a past experience or whatever it may be. But that's where everything is absorbed. That's why it's really good. It's an important thing to replace new thoughts with the old ones, new experience with the old ones, because then you can clean house and you can begin to only put high frequencies in that library. So when you know that the body you're in, gets to a point where it gets heavy, you ever felt like that? You ever felt like you're heavy? Not so much physical, something else. There's heaviness. You don't know what it is. It's not like, oh, well, I know what this is. But you go, wow, I feel really draggy. I feel heavy. Why is that? It's because the body becomes absolutely overloaded with storing stress, fear, anger, all of that stuff. And it packs it in. And so as it packs it in, we feel heavy. We just kind of, sometimes we'll spill it over. And the way to just literally let it go, you just let it all fall off. It just falls away. Because you say to yourself, you don't ignore it. You say to yourself, okay, so why do I have this fear? Fear, why do I have you? What is the situation here that I'm experiencing with this particular fear? So we address them, and they disappear. And every time the mind or the ego brings in new ones, we address them, and they disappear. But when we don't address them, the body becomes more stiff, more unrelaxed, and it's more challenging to navigate this life. And then eventually we have biological issues because of carrying so much stress, anxiety, and fear, worry. So it's best to literally take a spiritual shower every day. Get in the spiritual shower. It is golden white light sparkling. Maybe it is a liquid energy, and it's pouring over you, and it's washing away, inside and out, all that body stress, anxiety, fear, and worry. Just washing it out. It's going right down the drain. And you're clean and pristine. And then you immediately start filling yourself with high frequency, deep eternal love, gratitude 24/7, unending. This way the body relaxes and stays in a natural state of relaxation. You can be relaxed all day, going about your day, doing things, not stressed out. And deep gratitude, and that gratitude continues to grow because your frequency continues to move up, ascend, and you begin to feel better and better and better and better. And then the gratitude of being happy and thankful and grateful exactly the way you are in that moment. And as we practice this, eventually, we will not have the stress, the ego, the worry. We won't have it. And the ego won't be there anymore. Now we know that the soul, that we are the God, the facets of the God, the facets of, the higher self, the soul, the spirit, all one, all God. And so when we know what we are, crucial while we're in these physical forms, we know we're the God, we're not the body. We know the soul is the heaven, the body is the earth. Heaven on earth. Heaven is not somewhere. Heaven is you, God that you are. The kingdom of God, heaven. The body, earth. The organic. So we're heaven on earth. And those of us who are consciously aware. Consciously aware means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude and peace. We know this. It's not, and it's through the heart mind. So there's nothing to prove or, show off or anything. That's the ego mind. So being consciously aware that we are heaven on earth, that every step we take, we are literally creating paradise in this new earth. Not only that, we're shining our light 24/7, 360 degrees. The light is the love that the gods that we are. And it shines so bright, and it floods all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. And it is unending. It is infinity, eternal. That's why when you get into the habit of wherever you're at, even if you're just sitting, being still, having dinner, doesn't matter. You go into this kind of zone and you visualize yourself blasting the love that you are everywhere. Wherever you go. You don't have to verbalize it or say anything about it. Your intent through the heart mind is sending your love, the love that you are, the God that you are, at everything and everyone. Through them, in them, above them, and below them, 24/7. You can do this anytime you choose to. And you don't do it because you figure, well, I'll get something from it. You do it because you want to do it. You enjoy doing it. Now, if you were to go about 200 miles outside this planet, in outer space, and you were to look at the planet, you would see that the planet glowed. And not only that, you would see that the surrounding lights in the universe would be dim in comparison to that light, this planet. Now, we also know that maybe in faith and good, deep trust with ourselves and who and what we are, that before we leave the body, we discover that we are the light. That there's no reason whatsoever to follow another light that comes at you when you leave the body. That's the trap. And then you say, well, where am I supposed to go? Anywhere you choose. You are the light. We all are. We are the God. And we also know that we are consciously aware to a certain extent. We also have parts of the gods that we are that are asleep. So they're always with us because they're parts of us, but they don't communicate, interact because they're asleep. So the parts of us that are awake, consciously aware to a certain extent, participate in this meditation. Now, if we added all of those that are not awake, we would have unlimited numbers in these meditations. So this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. Ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Bandangia, Pel, Da, Yahweh, Yeshua, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Now, all the light energy beings that are here, on, in, above, and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, we don't see them because of the eyes that we have with these bodies. We only see 1% of what is. Now, we do interact with some of them, few, and we're familiar with others. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. Many, many, many. But these we're familiar with. Interact with them. We use fire. We use water. We use air. We use earth. Wood. Now the off-worlders, galactics and the celestials. And understand, celestials are planets. Those are fit forms that hold the God within them. Now, again, we're only familiar with a very small number of them. Over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. The ones that we're aware of are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage, and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, they are a civilization who vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them, we do interact with them, we talk with them. Not necessarily are we aware of it at the time. It's usually afterwards that we have this awareness through our heart minds that, wait a minute, that must have been an angel. Because have you ever experienced that you can remember? You're doing something, and you say to yourself, well, I tell you what, I could sure use some help with this. Might be moving something, who knows? You might be trying to reach for something in a store. And all of a sudden, there's someone there that does something that helps you. And at first you go, wow, that's really nice. Thank you so much. Well, yeah. And then they're gone. It's like they were there and then they disappeared. And then some of us will say, that had to have been an angel. And it was. And they deliver messages to us constantly in all of our lifetimes. It's endless. And they're done in so many different ways, but the real core of the message isn't it absolutely magniglorious, stupendous, and spectacular to be alive in these bodies? To taste, to touch, to smell, to smile, to laugh, to cry, to feel, to see. Because when you are not in the body, you don't experience any of that. Your pure, deep, eternal energy, love. That's what you are. That's why, can you see how we can get so addicted to the physical, material world with these bodies? And that's bliss, to know that, and to be deeply grateful for it, all the time. All the time. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. The reason they can is because their vibrational frequency is such that they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you'd like them to, ask them. They will. And there's more bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have mastered ascending into physical, out of physical, hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical, are mastering physical, creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And all of us are gathered, so to speak, hundreds of millions, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance, and we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, which is deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We immediately form a circle of light at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya. The circle of light is us, all of us. And it emanates from the kingdom of God, the God source, all of us, the gods in these bodies. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns alone to even come close to its radiance. And this is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And it's flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, we begin to ascend above this planet as our light lights all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. As we do so, we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. And it's reflecting. It's like a laser light show. It's just flashing everywhere. And it's like a big ballroom mirrored globe, but it is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. The colors are unknown we've never seen before, and they're flashing everywhere, like camera flashes. And we're curious, so we go to the source of the reflection. We notice these little tiny microscopic mirrors, perfectly etched, and we enter them, and we discover that all of us gathered, consciously aware, are learning and teaching from each other all the time, 24/7. Not only humanoid, but any form that life is housed in. Life is the God that powers the body. Love, light, life, energy. The body has to be sustained by the mother until the soul can enter the body and take over and power the body. The mother soul powers the body until your soul enters the body and takes over from there and powers the body. Without you, the body would not exist. So we're constantly teaching and learning and experiencing over and over again from every aspect and every facet of the gods that we are. A bug can teach you a lot if you focus on the bug. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created. It reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that we are imbued from head to toe, inside and out, with a white fire armor. It is unlike anything on this planet. It's way beyond. And this white fire armor emanates from the God force, love, light, energy, the kingdom of God, the God source, us, the gods in these bodies. Cannot be penetrated, cannot be breached, cannot be weakened, manipulated. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter, frequency invasions. Nothing. Our frequency is so high of the love that we are, that we're consciously aware of that we are, that they can't come around us. If they do, they'll vaporize. They know this. They stay away. But only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, dishonesty, deceit, envy, hurriedness, revenge, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then, many possibilities of attachments, possession, many possibilities, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of that column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The other part of this column of light is the violet ray. This column of light we created to remind ourselves that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun, the sunlight, rain, the rainbows, the sun sets, the sun rises, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the sky, the clouds. We are everything. Everything is us. So the next time you view a mountainscape, a sunset, a sunrise, an ocean, a river, a lake, a stream, it is you. It is the God that you are in that body. It is the pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. It is the majesty, the divineness, the beauty, the spectacularness, the omniscience. It is you. It always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form to hover effortlessly above them. If we're carrying physical form, why do we do this? Because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline tower. It's huge. We created it. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. The center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of light, multicolored. And they're all sending out this massive, it's like a cloud, a mist of sparkling, electrified, it's pure energy. And it absorbs into us. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. The golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love, of which we are. That is gratitude. That is peace. That is well-being. That is gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great wealth, great abundance. It's all us. It's a reflection of the gods that we are. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing now, 24/7, flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and beyond. Now, we are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops. Drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We then see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere moving towards 4 years ago. It holds over 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. 1,600. Every day, all of us gathered hundreds of millions on and off world. And all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, consciously aware that we are of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And that's flooding us all 24/7, head to toe, inside and out. You can dip into it any time you choose when you become silent and you focus on your breath and you just be, and you can step right into it. And that is nirvana, and it is bliss. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's why it continues to intensify and it continues to grow. These meditations don't wane. They don't lose their power, their strength. They do the opposite. They continue to grow. For 7 to 10 minutes, sit and relax as you gently focus on a candle flame about 6 to 12 inches from your nose. Notice how the mind tends to wander. Relax into the flame. Become the light and the fire. Let your mind and energy move into it. You feel warmth begin to grow inside you. Close your eyes. Bring the flame into your heart. See it radiating light to everyone and everything in your life. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Your mind will most likely get crazier the more you meditate. This is an illusion. You are simply becoming more aware of the chaos that is already present in it. If you cannot stand the amount of mind chatter, take a few minutes before you sit to relax your body. Start by imagining a warm, relaxing, golden light going into your toes and then moving all the way up through your body. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. And then tomorrow, Saturday, November 6th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation